Well, hello everybody, welcome back down into the dungeon for yet another video in this continuing onslaught. It's going to be a bit of a different one though, because, well, it's really hard to explain why, but the short version of it is I was kind of asked recently through a Facebook chat to try and put out something about the importance of being positive. I think for the most part my regular viewers kind of know my perspective on the importance of positivity. I am very much a Questerian. Those of you who don't know, that's a cheesy term from Galaxy Quest, and that is why a lot of my comments end with never give up, never surrender. And it is that very basic philosophy that gets me through most of my less than stellar days. I mean, we all have days where it's not a good day. You wake up in the morning, you're not feeling 100%. You gotta go do things that you don't want to do. You gotta go be surrounded by people that you don't even like. But you really got no choice but to do it, because that is life. And there are a lot of times in life where we just have to do things that we don't necessarily want to do. I found in my life it's the ability to stay at least appearing positive in those situations that really has made all the difference in the world. There have been so many times in my life where I could have just closed myself in completely, shut myself away from the world, ignored all the people who love me and care for me and want me to feel better, and just wallowed in my self-pity. I could list countless times that life has given me the opportunity to take that course, and I stubbornly refuse to do that with my life. My life is about more than that. And the way I see it, any emotion that we feel, you know, if it's happy, sad, love, hate, whatever, they all kind of count as seeds. You know, like we put our seeds in the garden and we nurture them and we hope that they're going to grow into something. Well, these emotions that we have, you know, some people say suffer through, some people say live through, some people just say experience, are also very much like seeds. You can bundle your emotions up and you can basically forget about them, but sooner or later, they're going to sprout into something. And you have to choose at that point in time what you're going to do with what's sprouted up. Are you going to feed it? Are you going to water it? Are you going to care for it? Are you going to nurture it? Or are you going to let it die? And I mean, a lot of times, people would just automatically go, well, you need to feed it, you need to nurture it, you need to love it, take care of it. But is that really the case? You know, let's say you're having a bad day and your day started with one of those negative seeds. You can either sit and dwell on everything that sucks, you know, or you can go, okay, well, I had a less than stellar start to today, but here are a few things that I like, you know. What was that stupid song from, what is it, The Sound of Music, a few of my favorite things. Oh yes, Harleys, hot rods, big engines on rubber, these are a few of my favorite things. I don't have any of them, but they always make me smile. My faithful and ever-present moose mug. One of my favorite things. And actually right now its smile is being provided by Pure Green Tea. Ironically, it's pure green tea that is in a mug that has coffee stains so deep that not even steel wool can take them away. But pure green tea all the same. And a lot of the things that we experience in life are very similar to that green tea. It starts off as a pure and delightful emotion, and it kind of gets mixed up with everything else that's been going on in life, or with everything else that's been going on in the day. And we have to consciously choose which part of that we're going to focus on. Are we going to focus on, oh, I've got a coffee taint in my tea, grrr. Well, that'd be a pretty stupid thing to focus on, because I could have just gone out and gotten a different mug, but I like the moose. The other side of that is, are we going to focus on the fact that there is a beautiful cup of green tea, warm, freshly brewed, steeping away, and prepared to give me all of its caffeinated goodness? That's the kind of thing I focus on. I try and focus on the light in the situation. Does that mean I completely ignore the negative? No, a negative still has to be dealt with. You still have to go out and figure out what's upsetting you, and when you figure it out, you have to do something about it, because I have found in my observations of people and observing my own life that knowing what's pissing you off, or what's upsetting you, or even just depressing you, is only half of the battle. You know, you have to take steps. And when you take those steps, you're taking a little bit of responsibility for the situation. You are saying, no, I am not going to let this bother me anymore. I am not going to be held down by someone else's opinion. I am not going to be held down by a bad memory that I had. I am not going to be held down by some goal I didn't achieve in time. Well, if you didn't achieve your goal in time, obviously you just need to set a new timeline. It's not that difficult. If somebody said something to you that's really got you pissed off, well, you've got a couple of choices. You can just forget it, or you can water that little seed of pissed off, and you can sit there and you can dwell on it, and you can go, yeah, I am so pissed at person X because they blah 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 me. Well, whatever. Who gives them that kind of right to control your life? They're just person X. They're not you. Odds are they're not the people that are around you every day. Odds are they're not the people that care for you, so who cares what person X has to say about your decisions? So really, that's kind of what it comes down to for me in the power of positivity. Well, that's a very bright, glaring light. Some barrier needs to get some tanning time in. That's what you get for using those pure white lights in the basement in the province where you don't get a lot of sunshine. But I'm way off topic here. The point of this is, you know, I know a lot of us out there are struggling with frustration. We're struggling to pay the bills. We're struggling to get that house we're looking for. We're struggling just to put a smile on our face each and every day, because the world, there's a lot of crap going on in the world, and it's really hard to maintain a positive perspective in light of all that. But when you can come through those days and still be smiling at the end of it, you feel like you have achieved something positive, because you have. You are that tiny percent of the world that is going, I am not going to let your negativity run my life. I am not going to let your psychotic behavior decide how I am going to act. Man, oh man, what I would give to live in a world where that's not an issue. To live somewhere where everybody can wake up every morning and they can easily and instantly see all the reasons that they have to be happy. It's not going to happen though. And that's not what makes us strong as people. That's life, man. Struggling through adversity, and this is kind of what I was talking about in the Meaning of Life video. Struggling through adversity makes us stronger people, makes us stronger characters, builds us into the people that we could be. Now, whether you believe in destiny, whether you believe in free will, whether you believe in God, reincarnation, fate, or a snail named Ralph, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you are responsible for how you feel. No one else has chosen the feelings that you are going to harbor today. Only you can change how you feel. If you're waiting for happiness from an outside source, you're going to be waiting for a really, really long time. It's not anyone else's job to make you happy. It's your job to realize all the reasons that you have to be happy. It's also your job to take reasonable steps towards achieving that happiness. If something is bugging you and you distinctly feel it is someone else's fault, is it better to A, just eat that emotion and let it fester inside you and become this big ugly thing? Or is it better to B, talk it out with that person, discuss what you feel is going on? Maybe you just misunderstood what's going on, or maybe they misunderstood what you were trying to say, and ever since then it's been this whole big ugliness. You never know until you honestly and openly communicate how you're feeling and just find out. Am I saying that talking to people about what's bothering you is going to magically make everything better? Hell no! Hell no! In fact, it might actually make things worse for a little while. But this is where it's important to be a Questerian, as it were. And if you haven't seen Galaxy Quest, it's a totally cheesy movie. It's sci-fi spoof all the way, making fun of Star Trek and all kinds of things, but I love it all the same, even though I'm a Star Trekkie. And it did give me my mantra of never give up, never surrender. And that is what I want you to do. If you're out there and you're struggling with, you know, just maintaining a positive outlook, I want you to stop. Look yourself in the mirror, say thank God, or blank, whoever it is for you, whatever. Thank the ultimate being, the creator, thank the manufacturer if you're a Cars fan. It doesn't matter. okay? Take a moment, look in the mirror, look yourself in the eyes and go, I am going to make this better for me because I matter to me and I matter to the people around me, and I have every right to be happy and no one can take that away from me. So while this isn't completely, even actually remotely related to gardening, oh, I said seeds, I tied it into seeds. This is remotely related to gardening, but that's about as close as I can get. I really did want to share it with you because it did seem like a good opportunity to kind of share my perspective on things. And, you know, having said the other day, if you need to talk to somebody, I'm here. I'm on these social media networks. You can contact me. I was contacted. And I was asked to spread a message of positive. And this is what I've got. I mean, I try and be positive pretty much in most of my videos, and I think I do a pretty reasonable job of it, considering some of the things that happened to me in my gardening experiences. But life isn't all about gardening. There's ever so much more to it. But it is all about positive and how you feel. And like I said earlier, no one else has the right to take ownership for your feelings, and you don't have the right to place that on anyone else. It's not their responsibility to make you happy. It's your responsibility to be happy. So with that in mind, I am going to let you go, wrap this up, get it edited, and throw this onto my channel as fast as I possibly can. It's already, you know, well into the afternoon, and I really should have gotten on this earlier, but I didn't know what angle I wanted to take with this, and even coming down here with the camera, I still wasn't quite sure what I was going to say. A lot of my videos are just on the fly. I tried scripting way back in the beginning when I first started my channel, and that was terrible. That was just absolutely a horrible experience. So rather than be frustrated by how poorly the scripting went, I just came to the realization that, well, maybe I'm not a scripted person. Maybe I'm just a babbler. I am my mother's son, and if there's anything she taught me how to do, it's babble for hours about whatever comes to mind. So that's what I've done ever since I realized that scripts don't work for me. That's my way of maintaining a little bit of positivity. I could be upset, but I'm not. I really don't see the point. Do you?